Hey guys, this is Lala Legacy, and welcome back to another episode of Symphonic Rain. So let's jump right back in. After the practice session yesterday with Val, I had been able to calm down. This sudden letter from Ari that ended our relationship. I hadn't yet written my reply. It didn't go as Ari predicted, but I would no doubt write her something sooner or later. That's all for today's session, I suppose. Yeah. My moderate exhaustion felt sort of pleasant, and made me want to plop down in bed right after getting home, and then wake up the next morning and immediately start rehearsing like crazy again until Val had to leave for work. It was the only kind of lifestyle I could imagine having right now. Hey. If it's okay with you. Yes? Wanna have dinner together tonight? Yeah, sure. I was afraid she would ask me about what was going on with me, but apparently it wasn't that. Relief came over me, and I replied without thinking. Not that I had a problem with having dinner with her or anything. A smile of relief spread across Val's face. I don't know what happened, but some good food will cheer you up. You look tired, so I was a bit worried about you. Immediately after that, Val sealed her lips again, as though regretting what she had just said. And here I was trying my best to avoid the subject. That was what her eyes told me. She must have realized she had indirectly admitted she knew something was going on, despite having been trying to hide it. Because I didn't want her concern to go unappreciated, I didn't deny it and advanced the conversation. Sorry for making you worry. You're right. I'm not feeling too great right now, and I'm in the mood for some good food. Are you tired? Well, we just practiced after all. I can handle a side trip before going home, though. Then I'll cook for you again. Enough so that you'll be able to eat it tomorrow as well. You're coming to my room? If you don't want me to, then that's okay. That's not what I was insinuating. I simply thought this would be a great opportunity to let Val in on the full story. One wouldn't normally discuss such matters in a public place like Coper, but it couldn't just intrude. But I couldn't just intrude into Val's room either. Sorry, I am having a hard time reading today, apparently. If she came to my room again, it would be as good an opportunity as ever. Never mind. Will you come? If you're really okay with it. I was the one who suggested it after all. Thanks. Then let's go. Okay. Aw, she's so cute though. The strong rain that had been falling since yesterday has suddenly subsided to a drizzle. Unlike the last time Val had come to my room, I hadn't prepared anything beforehand. We decided to drop by some stores along the main street to buy ingredients before going home. We had made it to the block lined with grocery stores where I often shopped myself. When I posed Val a question, I always buy my stuff around here. Do you know of a better place? Oh, I always buy here as well. This is probably the cheapest place around. I see. I never put much thought into where I buy things, so I never compared it to other places. There's another nice place, but they're a little more expensive. Stores in the new town are a different story, though. I'm ignoring those for now. As she was talking, Val examined some vegetables and the like on display at the storefronts. But I come here almost every day. I don't believe I've ever run into you, Val said, her gaze still fixed on the food articles. Saying always was a bit misleading. It's not like I come here every day. Really? I tend to come here after school and sometimes buy whole reserves on weekends. It'll save you money if you go frequently instead. You can also get discounts if you go late, like right before closing time. I've heard about that, but I've never actually come here at those kinds of times. That's no good. Details like that are the cornerstones to an efficient lifestyle. I think I just saw another side of you I didn't know about. What do you mean by that? Just think of it as a compliment. I get this feeling I'm not being complimented at all here. Don't worry about it. Come on, let's get this over with. I leave everything to you, so go crazy. I handed her my wallet. Are you sure? It's the least I can do. But as you will see, there's not much in there. Anyway, that will be your budget. It's enough, all right, but I think I should pay half. Val? Yes? I'm really thankful to you for being concerned about me and cooking me dinner, but there's nothing I could do for you in return, so at least let me handle this, okay? Okay. It'll be a feast. Look forward to it. Will do. Thanks. After that, I kept trailing Val closely, carrying our gradually increasing luggage. Coming here every day appeared to be no exaggeration, as nearly every store clerk seemed to know her, and were eager to engage in conversation with her. I expected her to go as far as to negotiate prices and such, but it seems the clerks made everything cheaper for her themselves. You could probably call her a regular patron. Everyone knew her name, and Val even replied to everyone by their respective names. I felt as if I'd seen yet another new side of her. Welcome back! You're late! Forney called out to me from afar upon hearing the sound of the door open. I'm home, I said in a small voice, so as not to make it appear too unnatural, and handed the towel at the entrance to Val. Here. Thanks. Huh? Forney said surprisedly from the back of the room. I took my own towel from a drawer in the cabinet, then spoke to Forney while pretending to be tidying up my desk. I'm home. Val unexpectedly came along. She'll make me dinner again. I have something important to tell her afterwards, so I think she'll end up staying until late. I see. It was a spur-of-the-moment thing. Sorry, no time to explain. That's okay. Shall the hindrance disappear? Stupid. You can do what you want. You may listen to it all, or you may disappear. I won't be able to talk to you either way, though. Sorry for that. Don't apologize. I'll just be off killing time by myself. Okay, thanks. Thanks for the towel. After having dried her uniform and hair, she neatly folded it up to the point that I could no longer tell it had even been used, and handed it to me. You're welcome. Hey, did you say something just now? Huh? Nah, just talking to myself. Don't worry about it. Really? Okay then. So, are you ready to start cooking? Anytime. I kept down the cost by quite a bit, but it'll be just as... No, it'll be even more delicious than last time. I'm looking forward to it. Is there anything I can help you with? Nothing. Then what about me? If you're bored, just play your foretell and wait. Practice? No, I just want to hear you play. It doesn't matter what piece. I see. Anyway, I'm going to whip this up quickly. Give me a few minutes, okay? She walked into the kitchen while rolling up the sleeves of her uniform. I did as I was told and sat down behind my foretell, wondering what to play for a moment. Something came to mind soon enough. It doesn't matter what she said. It doesn't matter, huh? No. It doesn't matter what, as in, you can also play that piece if you want. Yeah, I know. Jeez, don't always tease me like that. But you're so cute when you get serious. I can't help myself. Keep that up and I won't sing for you. Suit yourself. I'll just play it by myself. I'll sing. Suit yourself. Oh, you composed that piece, right? I've only heard it once before, come to think of it. Oh, right, I'm surprised you remember. I raised my voice a bit in reply to Val. I don't often forget a piece, especially not if it left a good impression. Thanks. Hurry! I know. Unlike when I played by myself or during practice, I was a little nervous. Not to the extent when I played in front of Miss Cordell, though. The only unfortunate thing was that Forney's voice wouldn't be able to reach Fal's ears. Here I go. Okay! Time seemed to have flown by while playing. Before I knew it, it had become late in the evening. I had played all kinds of tunes I wouldn't normally play during practice. Val had sung improvised lyrics along with them. Forney seemed to have been enjoying herself by trying to bring her voice into harmony with Val's. I'd been on the verge of forgetting that Val couldn't see Forney a couple of times. Thankfully, Forney would notice and caution me accordingly. So, I suppose I should go now. Oh, before you leave, I still had something to discuss. It was the most important part of the evening. Huh? What's up? Forney held her breath and looked at me. She must have realized what I was about to say. But I already told her she was free to stay if she wanted to, so I just smiled back at her. Do you want to know the answer to your earlier question? About what happened to me? Sorry, this isn't about wanting to know or not. I just felt like you had a right to know. I see. She had already gotten up to leave, but sensing this was going to be a long conversation, she lowered herself back down into her chair. Does it concern Arietta? Is it that obvious? It was the only thing I could think of that might be the cause of such distress to you. That's a good point. Could it be that because of me? No, it's not your fault. You have nothing to do with it. Then, it's a bit difficult to explain, and you might easily misunderstand a couple of things. Misunderstand? What I'm about to tell you isn't anyone's fault, so... Hold on a second. Aren't you saying that... No, it's not like that. Really. You may not be completely uninvolved. But the cause of everything was me, and the one that ended it all was Arietta. That's not right. The causes. There's no point in bringing that up now. I was the one who made the decision in the first place. I wanted to tell you this beforehand so you wouldn't misunderstand. This is strictly between Arietta and I. It is nothing you should concern yourself about. But, besides, I interrupted her. What I was about to tell her were ambiguous issues I had yet to fully digest myself. Besides, I didn't say I've broken up with her yet. Huh? She suggested we break up in her letter. I haven't given her my reply to that yet. I wasn't even sure about whether or not to give her a reply at all, let alone my answer. So, what will you do? I shook my head, indicating that I could not answer any more questions about it. If I couldn't answer, then why had I brought this up in the first place? Out of self-interest, or perhaps out of guilt? Either way, it wasn't anything laudable, that's for sure. I see. Disappointment spread across Val's face for a moment, until she finally forced a smile. Then that's good, isn't it? You can still talk things out. Don't mind me. You should do as you wish. Again, huh? Huh? Nah, never mind. That again? I should do as I wish. Was that how she truly felt? Or was she testing me in the same way Ari had? Either way, I wouldn't be getting an answer to that soon. I nodded ambiguously and decided to end the conversation. That's all I wanted to tell you. Sorry. In the end, I sort of lost track of what I was really going for in the first place. That's okay. I'm glad you let me know. I finally got to learn the source of your worries, as well as the fact that some questions simply can't be answered. But why did you feel the need to tell me this all of a sudden? Because we're partners? Or did you just want someone to listen to you? Probably neither. Then why? I just felt like I had to tell you. I didn't want to keep hiding it from you. I didn't want you to worry about me. I see. Val seemed to accept my clumsy reasoning without complaint. I took a deep breath to compose myself, thinking a long day had finally come to an end. It was getting really late now. I'll walk you home. As I was about to get up from my chair, it was Val's turn to stop me this time. Wait. What is it? There is something I want to tell you as well. I lowered myself back into my chair. Which is? Do you want to know the answer to your earlier question about what happened to me? Huh? It was the exact same question I had posed her just now. Don't you remember? It was when I just returned to Piova. You asked me if something happened, didn't you? Yeah, you're right. I'd felt it was something I shouldn't have asked back then, though. I never answered you, did I? No, you didn't. Is it okay if I tell you? If you want to. If you feel like you can tell me. Then, here we go. It's not a very cheerful story, though. With a touch of self-derision, Val produced a wry smile and started talking. I used to be an orphan. I wasn't too shocked to hear that. I had considered the possibility a few times. There were a number of facts that supported it. Furthermore, a small 10% of the student body at Piova Music Institute were former orphans like her. There were, of course, many scholarship students exempt from tuition fees in the specialized Fortel department, and apparently it was possible to receive scholarships even in other departments, providing you had an instructor or something similar acting as your guarantor. Yeah, whatever. Val was probably such a student. You don't seem too surprised. I guess not. Was it that obvious? Val chuckled lightly as she mimicked what I'd said to her earlier. Sort of. It was the only reason I could think of for you having to work even in times like these. I see what you mean, but there are quite a lot of students like me at the Institute, you know. I have heard about that. I never got acquainted with any, though. Really? I suppose that's possible. Anyway, about what actually happened. She averted her face a bit, her eyes roaming about as though she were digging through her memory. I told you I returned to my home last year, didn't I? Now that you mention it, so what did you mean by that? There are institutions that take in children unable to live with their parents for whatever reason. Do you know about them? I think I've heard about them. I went back there. I was asked to come back. You were asked? It would provide encouragement. Orphans like me have little hope for a bright future. Only those who manage to obtain recognition for their talents can achieve happiness. I'm aware that there are other forms of happiness as well, but we need things to dream of. That's why I showed myself there after so long, and sang for them, cooked for them, and finally returned here again. But then why were you so depressed? Because I could do nothing for them. Nothing? Not a thing. I'm in the same position as them, yet all I could do was sing. Whoever asked for anything besides that? Huh? Whoever asked for anything besides you singing there, giving the children hope? Well, then you did your job, right? I don't know anything about your situation, so this might sound strange coming from someone like me. But you went back for their sake, and sang for their sake. Wouldn't you say you've more than done your part? Val had sunk into silence, searching for an answer, as I added with a smile. Besides, if you excel at the graduation recital and manage to become a pro, that's going to give all the more hope to them. Val looked at me, surprise coloring her face, then finally regained her smile. You're right. That's why we have to do our best. Yeah. But that is all the time that I have for this episode, guys. So if you liked it, please give it a big thumbs up down below. And if you haven't already subscribed, by subscribing, you're becoming part of a legacy. I love you guys so much, and I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye!